Imagine a life where your every action moves you closer to the person you truly want to become, where each morning you wake up with clear purpose, each challenge fuels your growth, and every setback only strengthens your resolve. This isn't some distant dream. It's the power of self-discipline. In this audiobook, we're diving into the secrets, strategies, and untold methods that the world's most successful people use to master their lives. This isn't about forcing yourself to stay on track. It's about unlocking the mindset, habits, and resilience that make success inevitable. By the end of this journey, self-discipline won't just be something you do, it'll be who you are. Ready to transform your life from the inside out? Let's begin. Chapter 1. The one thing holding you back from success and how to overcome it. Everyone wants to succeed, but few know what's truly stopping them. It's not the lack of talent or time, it's our own mental blocks, fears, doubts, and excuses. These invisible forces keep us comfortable, holding us back from discomfort and growth. To break through, recognize that these mental chains are self-imposed. Challenge your thoughts. When you feel resistance, remind yourself that you're capable of more than your fears allow you to believe. Confronting these fears isn't easy, but it's the first step to success. Chapter 2. The shocking truths about procrastination and how to break free. Procrastination isn't just a habit, it's a trap. It keeps you comfortable but stagnant, trading long-term progress for short-term comfort. It tricks you into believing there's always more time. The truth? There's never enough time, and each day lost is a chance missed. To break free, start small. Commit to just 5 minutes of focused work. Once you start, you'll find it easier to keep going. Momentum is the antidote to procrastination. Let the energy from one small task push you toward the next. Chapter 3. Unlock the secret to unstoppable productivity. How to get more done in less time. Everyone has the same 24 hours each day, but not everyone uses them in the same way. While some people seem to accomplish a lot, others struggle just to get through their to-do list. The secret isn't in working longer or squeezing in more tasks. True productivity is about focusing on what matters most and doing those things well. Start with clear priorities. To make the most of your time, begin by setting clear priorities. Think about your main goals and ask yourself, what's the most important task I can do today to bring me closer to my goals? This is the key question that can change everything. When you identify that top priority and focus on it, you'll feel a sense of purpose and accomplishment. Each day, tackle this top task first before getting to smaller tasks. This way, even if other things come up, you've already made progress on what truly matters. Focus on one task at a time. In today's world, it's tempting to multitask. We often try to do several things at once, thinking it will help us finish faster. However, multitasking actually slows us down and makes our work less effective. When we switch between tasks, our mind has to refocus each time, which wastes valuable time and energy. Instead, focus on one task at a time. Give it your full attention until it's complete, then move on to the next task. This single-task approach helps you work more efficiently and produce better results. Block time for high energy. Work sessions. We all have certain times of the day when we feel more alert and energized. For some, this may be in the morning. For others, it may be in the afternoon or evening. Identify when you feel most productive and use this time for your most important or demanding tasks. Create dedicated blocks of time for these high-energy sessions where you can work without interruptions. During this time, eliminate distractions and commit to giving your full focus. These blocks can be 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever works best for you. The key is to maximize the time when you're naturally at your best. Treat every distraction as the enemy of productivity. Distractions are everywhere, from our phones to emails to people dropping by for a chat. Each time we let a distraction take over, it breaks our focus and makes it harder to get back on track. To stay productive, think of distractions as obstacles to your success. Minimize them as much as possible. Turn off unnecessary notifications on your phone. Close tabs that aren't related to your task, and let others know when you need focused time. When you create a distraction-free environment, you can work with a clear mind and accomplish tasks faster. Know what matters and eliminate what doesn't. Not all tasks are created equal. Some contribute directly to your goals, while others are less important. To become unstoppable, you need to know what truly matters and let go of what doesn't. Take a hard look at your tasks and identify anything that doesn't add real value. These might be low-priority tasks, meetings that don't need your involvement, or activities that don't bring you closer to your goals. When you clear out the clutter, you free up time and energy for what really matters. To keep improving your productivity, take a few minutes at the end of each day to reflect. Ask yourself, what went well today, and what could I improve? This simple reflection helps you learn from each day and make adjustments to improve tomorrow. Over time, this habit will help you sharpen your focus and become even more effective. The secret to unstoppable productivity isn't about working harder or longer hours. It's about making intentional choices with your time, focusing on what truly matters, and eliminating distractions and unimportant tasks. By setting clear priorities, focusing on one task at a time, working during high-energy periods, treating distractions as productivity enemies, and ending each day with reflection, you'll transform how you work. With these strategies, you're not just getting more done, you're making real progress on what's important, and that's the true meaning of productivity. Chapter 4. The 5-minute morning routine that will change your life forever. Imagine starting each day feeling calm, focused, and ready to take on anything. You don't need an hour-long routine or a list of complicated tasks to get there. In fact, just 5 minutes each morning can make a huge difference. The short, focused routine is designed to set a positive tone for your entire day, helping you feel more in control, clear-minded, and motivated. Step 1. Set an intention. 1 minute. Begin by setting a clear intention for the day. An intention is simply a guiding focus or goal. Think about what you want to accomplish or the mindset you want to have. For example, you might say, "Today I will be patient and focused," or "Today I will tackle my tasks with enthusiasm." Your intention doesn't have to be big. It just needs to remind you of what's important to you. Take a few deep breaths as you think of your intention, allowing it to fill your mind. Setting this intention helps you approach the day with purpose and reminds you of what truly matters, making it easier to stay on track when distractions come up. Step 2. Practice gratitude. 1 minute. After setting your intention, spend the next minute practicing gratitude. Gratitude is about noticing and appreciating the good things in your life. It's one of the simplest ways to shift your mindset from stress or worry to positivity. Take a moment to think of 3 things you're grateful for. These don't have to be big or life-changing. Even small things can make a difference. Maybe you're grateful for a good night's sleep, a conversation with a friend, or a sunny day. By focusing on gratitude, you remind yourself of the good in your life, which can improve your mood, increase your resilience, and help you handle challenges with a positive mindset. Step 3. Visualize your day. 1 minute. Now that you're feeling grounded and positive, take 1 minute to visualize your day. Picture yourself moving through your tasks, meetings, or responsibilities with confidence and ease. Imagine the outcomes you want to achieve and see yourself handling any challenges smoothly. Visualization is a powerful tool that can help prepare your mind for the day ahead. When you picture success, your mind begins to believe it's possible, which can boost your confidence and motivation. You're essentially rehearsing for the day, creating a mental roadmap that makes it easier to navigate whatever comes your way. Step 4. Deep breathing. 1 minute. Next, take a full minute to focus on your breathing. Deep breathing has a calming effect on the body and mind. It helps reduce stress, clears your thoughts, and brings you fully into the present moment. To practice, breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4, hold for 4, and exhale through your mouth for 4. Repeat this pattern for a full minute. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back to your breath. By the end of this minute, you'll likely feel more relaxed and focused, ready to start your day with a clear mind. Step 5. Positive affirmation. 1 minute. Finally, end your routine with a positive affirmation. An affirmation is a simple, positive statement about yourself or your goals. Think of something that reinforces your confidence and motivation, like, "I am capable and focused," or "I am ready to succeed today." Speak your affirmation out loud or repeat it in your mind. Feel the words as if they're already true. Affirmations work by building a positive belief system, helping you approach the day with a sense of self-assurance and motivation. This quick, powerful step sets the tone for the rest of your day, boosting your confidence and reinforcing a positive mindset. Putting it all together. To summarize, this 5-minute morning routine is about centering yourself and creating a positive mindset that lasts throughout the day. Here's a quick recap. Set an intention. 1 minute. Focus on a goal or mindset for the day. Practice gratitude. Not to 1 minute. Think of 3 things you're grateful for. Visualize your day. Onto 1 minute. Picture your tasks and challenges with a successful outcome. Deep breathing. 1 minute. Take slow, deep breaths to relax and focus. Onto
These 5 steps may seem simple, but together they create a powerful routine that can reshape your day. With this practice, you're not just reacting to the day's events, you're setting the tone,
Making it easier to handle challenges, stay focused, and maintain a positive mindset. Try this routine for a week and notice the difference. By dedicating just 5 minutes each morning, you'll find yourself feeling more centered, more resilient, and more prepared to make the most out of every day. Chapter 5. The secret formula to achieve any goal without willpower. When it comes to reaching big goals, most people think it's all about willpower. We've been taught to believe that achieving success means pushing ourselves through tough times, battling distractions, and staying strong when things get hard. But here's the truth. Willpower is unreliable. No matter how strong-willed you are, everyone has days when they're tired, unmotivated, or just don't feel like pushing through. Relying solely on willpower isn't a sustainable way to reach your goals. Instead of exhausting yourself by fighting against your natural impulses, there's a better approach: designing your life in a way that makes reaching your goals feel easy, natural, and even enjoyable. This formula focuses on small, intentional actions and strategies that build up over time, so you don't have to constantly rely on willpower. Here's the secret to achieving any goal without draining your energy or motivation. Make it ridiculously small. One of the biggest reasons people fail to reach their goals is that they set goals that are too big, too fast. When a goal feels overwhelming, it's easy to feel discouraged or put it off. The trick is to start small, so small that it feels almost too easy to fail. For example, if your goal is to start exercising regularly, don't start by trying to work out for an hour each day. Instead, start with just 5 minutes of exercise. If your goal is to read more, commit to just reading 1 page a day. The idea is to make the action so small that you can't say no to it. This creates a habit, and once you're in the habit, it's easy to gradually increase the time or intensity. Starting small works because it doesn't require much energy or motivation, and it feels rewarding. When you achieve small wins consistently, you start building momentum, which makes it easier to keep going. Soon, what once felt difficult will become second nature. Build a system, not just a goal. Goals are good for setting direction, but they're not enough on their own. You need a system that makes working toward your goal part of your daily life. A system is a set of routines, habits, and actions that keep you moving forward, even on days when you don't feel motivated. For example, if you want to write a book, don't just set a goal to write a book. Create a system where you write for 15 minutes every morning after breakfast. This way, writing becomes a part of your daily routine, rather than something you only do when you feel inspired. Systems work because they make progress automatic. When you don't have to think about when or how you'll work toward your goal, it's easier to stay consistent. Systems are about making the journey to your goal sustainable. With the right system, progress becomes a part of your routine, and you don't have to rely on willpower to keep going. Use rewards to reinforce progress. Human brains are wired to respond to rewards. When we receive a reward after doing something, it reinforces the action, making us more likely to repeat it. To make progress feel natural, build in rewards that encourage you to stick to your system. These rewards don't have to be big. For example, if you complete your daily exercise, reward yourself with a few minutes of relaxation or a small treat. The key is to make yourself feel good about the action. Over time, your brain will start to associate the action with positive feelings, and you'll feel a natural pull to keep going, even without much willpower. The reward doesn't always have to be external either. Sometimes, just acknowledging your progress and celebrating small wins can be enough to make you feel good about what you're doing. Take a moment at the end of each day to recognize what you accomplished, no matter how small. This positive reinforcement can keep your motivation strong over the long term. Shape your environment to make success easy. Our environment has a huge influence on our actions. If your environment supports your goals, you won't have to fight against it. For example, if you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with healthy foods and remove junk food. If you want to study more, create a study space free from distractions. Designing your environment for success means removing as many obstacles as possible. Make it easy to do the things that move you closer to your goal, and harder to do the things that don't. If your goal is to read more, keep a book on your nightstand or somewhere visible. If you want to use social media less, remove apps from your phone or set limits. When your environment aligns with your goals, you'll find that taking action feels natural. You're not fighting against distractions or temptations because you've set yourself up to succeed. Focus on consistency over intensity. A common mistake people make is trying to do too much at once. They'll start off strong, going all in with intense effort, but soon burn out. The key to lasting progress is consistency, not intensity. It's better to work on your goal for a short time each day than to push yourself too hard and give up after a few days. Think of it like building a muscle. If you lift heavy weights one day and then don't go to the gym for weeks, you won't make much progress. But if you lift lighter weights regularly, you'll gradually build strength over time. Similarly, small, consistent actions build lasting habits. Aim to show up every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. This consistency compounds over time, creating massive progress without the need for intense effort. Track your progress and adjust as needed. Tracking your progress can be a powerful motivator. When you can see how far you've come, you're less likely to give up. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just mark each day you complete your goal on a calendar or in a journal. The satisfaction of seeing a streak of successful days can motivate you to keep going. Tracking also allows you to adjust as needed. If you find that your current system isn't working, tweak it. Maybe you need to make the action smaller, change the time of day, or adjust your environment. The goal is to find a system that works for you and keeps you moving forward consistently. The secret formula to achieve any goal without willpower is to design a life that naturally pulls you towards success. Start with ridiculously small steps that feel too easy to fail, and build a system that integrates progress into your daily routine. Reinforce your actions with rewards, shape your environment to support your goals, and focus on consistency over intensity. Track your progress, adjust as needed, and remember that small actions done consistently are far more powerful than big actions done occasionally. When you take this approach, you're no longer relying on willpower. Instead, you're creating a structure that supports your goals and makes success feel natural. Every action becomes part of a journey that feels manageable, enjoyable, and sustainable. Over time, you'll find that achieving your goals isn't about pushing harder. It's about making progress a natural part of your life. Chapter 6. Mastering Focus. Tune out distractions. Tune in to your goals. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. From constant notifications on our phones to the endless content on the internet, everything seems to compete for our attention. And every time we get pulled away, even briefly, it takes a lot more energy and time to refocus fully. Learning to manage distractions and concentrate deeply on our goals is essential if we want to make real progress in life. The first step to mastering focus is understanding how much distractions cost us. Imagine you're working on an important task and a message pops up on your phone. You check it just for a second, but it ends up taking several minutes, maybe more, as you respond, scroll, or think about what you read. By the time you get back to your task, your mind has lost its rhythm, and it takes effort to pick up where you left off. This pattern not only wastes time, but also drains your energy. The more you realize how much distractions are slowing you down, the more motivated you'll feel to protect your focus fiercely. Having clear goals for each work session makes focusing easier. When you start any task, Take a moment to decide exactly what you want to accomplish, instead of vaguely telling yourself, "I'll work on my project." Try something more specific, like, "I'll finish the first section of my report," or "I'll read and understand this chapter in the next 30 minutes. With a clear target, your mind knows what it's working toward, which helps you stay on track. Having a defined outcome also lets you know when you've reached a stopping point, making it easier to stay committed. Using time blocks to guard your focus is another powerful approach. This means setting aside a specific period, like 25 or 30 minutes, to work on one task without interruptions. During this time, turn off your notifications, put your phone away, and fully commit to the task at hand. You can even try the Pomodoro technique, where you work in focused 25-minute sessions followed by a 5-minute break. This balance between focused work and short rest makes it easier to stay fresh and engaged. Over time, you may find it helpful to gradually increase your focus periods as your concentration improves. Your environment plays a huge role in your ability to focus too. If you're surrounded by things that distract you, focusing becomes an uphill battle. Start by identifying what usually pulls you away. Is it your phone? A noisy room? Social media? Once you know your main distractions, take steps to eliminate them. Put your phone on silent or in another room. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Close unrelated tabs on your computer and, if possible, let those around you know you need time to concentrate. If noise is an issue, consider using noise-canceling headphones or playing soft background music to drown it out. The more you control your environment, the easier it will be to tune into your work fully. Deep work is another essential concept when it comes to focus. This is the kind of focused, uninterrupted work that allows you to dive into complex tasks, solve problems, and create meaningful work. Shallow work, like checking emails or responding to quick messages, doesn't require as much focus, but it also doesn't contribute significantly to your long-term goals. Dedicating a part of your day to deep work, whether it's planning, creative work, or learning something new, helps you build focus over time and ensures that you're making real progress on tasks that matter. Mindfulness can be a powerful tool to help you train your focus. When you practice being present and aware, you're better able to bring your attention back whenever it drifts. Practicing mindfulness doesn't have to be complex. A few minutes each day observing your breath, noticing each inhale and exhale, can build your mental discipline. When you start to notice your mind wandering, gently guide it back to your breathing. This simple exercise strengthens your ability to concentrate on one thing at a time. As you become more mindful, you'll find it easier to stay present with your tasks and more aware of when your attention starts to drift. Focus isn't just about having enough time, it's also about having the right energy. Trying to concentrate when you're tired or stressed is challenging. Pay attention to your energy levels throughout the day and try to schedule your most demanding tasks when you feel your best. For many people, this is in the morning, but everyone is different. Remember to take regular breaks to recharge. A short walk, a stretch, or a moment of relaxation can be all it takes to restore your energy and keep your focus sharp. When you come back to work after a break, you'll feel more refreshed and ready to concentrate. Building focus is like training a muscle. Start with short focus sessions, even just 10 or 15 minutes if you're easily distracted, and gradually increase your focus time as you improve. This practice may seem simple, but just like exercising a muscle, consistent practice will strengthen your focus. With time, you'll notice that you can stay engaged with your work for longer periods, and distractions won't bother you as much. To make sure your focus strategies are working, take a few minutes at the end of each week to reflect on what helped you focus and what didn't. Maybe you noticed that working in a certain spot helped, or maybe certain tasks were harder to focus on. Use this reflection to adjust your approach as needed. Mastering focus is a journey, and it's not about achieving perfect concentration every single day. It's about making steady improvements over time. When you gain control over your focus, you also gain control over where your time and energy go. This means you can direct your efforts toward what truly matters, allowing you to make meaningful progress on your goals. Each time you strengthen your focus, you're one step closer to achieving your dreams, free from the pull of unnecessary distractions. Chapter 7. Turn any weakness into strength with this simple trick. We all have weaknesses, traits or habits that we see as flaws, things we wish we could change or improve. Maybe you get anxious speaking in front of people, struggle with organization, or find it hard to make quick decisions. Society often teaches us that weaknesses are something to hide or fix, but what if you could turn these so-called weaknesses into strengths? Imagine if, instead of letting them hold you back, you could use them to move forward, and even make them a source of unique power. The secret to transforming a weakness into a strength starts with a change in perspective. Instead of seeing a weakness as something that hinders you, view it as a hidden asset, a unique part of who you are. Each weakness carries a potential strength within it. When you reframe the way you see your weaknesses, you unlock new possibilities for growth and success. Let's start with a common example: perfectionism. Many people struggle with perfectionism, constantly aiming to make everything flawless. On the surface, perfectionism can feel like a burden. It can cause stress, make you overly critical of yourself and others, and prevent you from finishing tasks because nothing ever feels good enough. But perfectionism, when used correctly, can also mean that you have a strong attention to detail and a high standard of quality. You care deeply about the work you produce and want it to be excellent. By channeling your perfectionism, you can use that attention to detail as a strength rather than letting it paralyze you. The key is learning when to say, "This is good enough," and knowing when to let go so you can move forward without sacrificing quality. Another common weakness is impatience. Many people view impatience as a negative trait because it can make you feel restless, frustrated, or easily annoyed when things don't happen quickly. However, impatience also has a hidden strength. It can drive you to take action and push forward without hesitation. Impatient people are often natural go-getters who dislike wasting time and want results. Instead of seeing impatience as a flaw, you can use it as fuel to keep things moving, especially when you're working on a project or task that requires quick action. By channeling impatience as a motivator, you can become more efficient and effective as long as you remember to balance it with patience when needed. If you're someone who feels easily overwhelmed by big tasks or complex projects, you might think this tendency is a weakness. However, this trait can actually be a strength when it pushes you to break down big tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Many successful people use this approach to tackle overwhelming projects. Instead of feeling defeated, they focus on one small part at a time. This skill of simplifying large tasks is incredibly valuable because it helps you make steady progress without getting discouraged. What you might view as a weakness, a fear of big challenges, can actually become a strength, allowing you to accomplish complex projects through careful, step-by-step planning. Let's consider another example. Being sensitive. Sensitivity is often seen as a weakness, especially in competitive or high-pressure environments. Sensitive people might struggle with criticism, feel emotions deeply, or become overwhelmed by conflict. However, sensitivity also means you're likely empathetic, compassionate, and highly aware of others' feelings. These qualities make you a better listener, a more thoughtful friend, and someone who can understand others on a deep level. If you work in a team or leadership role, your sensitivity can help you build trust and create a positive atmosphere where people feel valued and understood. Embracing this sensitivity allows you to use it as a powerful tool for connection and understanding, rather than seeing it as a liability. Another example is shyness. Many people who are shy see it as a weakness, especially in social or professional settings where speaking up is valued. Shy people may feel uncomfortable in large groups or dislike being the center of attention. But shyness often comes with its own unique strengths. Shy individuals are often great observers, thoughtful listeners, and careful thinkers. They don't jump to conclusions or dominate conversations, which allows them to understand situations deeply and see things others might miss. In a world that values loud voices, being a quiet, thoughtful presence can be a rare and valuable strength. A powerful way to turn any weakness into a strength is by reframing it through self-awareness. Start by identifying what you see as your weaknesses, and then think about how they've helped you in certain situations. Ask yourself, how has this trait benefited me in the past? Or, what unique perspective does this give me? For each weakness, there's often a strength hidden within it. Reflect on how this trait could serve you in different ways, or how it might bring something unique to your work, relationships, or personal growth. Another important part of turning weaknesses into strengths is learning when and how to use them effectively. Every strength has its right time and place. For instance, being detail-oriented is valuable when you're working on something that requires precision, but it can slow you down if you're trying to brainstorm new ideas. Being sensitive can help you build connections with others, but it might hold you back in situations that require tough decision-making. Knowing when to let your weakness become a strength and when to keep it in check is a skill that comes with self-awareness and practice. Self-compassion is also key. Often, people are hard on themselves for their weaknesses, believing they should be better or different. But these traits are part of what make you unique. Instead of seeing them as flaws, view them as part of your story, part of the journey that makes you who you are. When you're kind to yourself about your weaknesses, it's easier to work with them rather than against them. Another helpful strategy is to surround yourself with people who have different strengths. If you're more introverted, for example, having an outgoing friend or colleague can balance your social energy. If you're highly detail-oriented, teaming up with someone who's a big-picture thinker can bring balance to a project. By collaborating with others who complement your weaknesses, you'll see how your own unique strengths can add value, and you'll feel less pressure to be perfect in every area. In the end of this chapter, every weakness has the potential to become a strength. The key is embracing it, understanding its hidden benefits, and finding ways to use it effectively. When you shift your perspective and begin to see weaknesses as assets, you'll start to realize just how much power and potential they hold. Instead of letting these traits hold you back, you'll use them to move forward in ways you never thought possible. Remember, the qualities that make you different are often the very qualities that make you valuable. Embrace them fully, and you'll discover strengths within yourself that you never knew were there. Chapter 8. The 7 Deadly Sins of Self-Sabotage and How to Overcome them. Self-sabotage is one of the biggest obstacles to success. Often, we don't even realize we're holding ourselves back. Self-sabotage sneaks in through subtle behaviors, habits, and beliefs that seem harmless but slowly chip away at our progress. If we're not aware of these destructive patterns, they become cycles that keep us stuck, no matter how much we want to change. Here, we'll explore the 7 deadly sins of self-sabotage, common patterns that almost everyone falls into at some point. By understanding these behaviors and learning how to overcome them, you can break free and start building a life that aligns with your goals and values. Perfectionism. Perfectionism is the tendency to believe that anything less than perfect is unacceptable. It's the voice that tells you, if it's not flawless, it's not worth doing. Perfectionists often struggle with getting started or finishing projects because they're never satisfied with the results. This constant need for perfection can be paralyzing and stops you from taking action. To overcome perfectionism, shift your focus from perfect to progress. Recognize that done is better than perfect and that every small step moves you closer to your goal. Celebrate progress rather than focusing on flaws. Remember, real growth comes from taking action, learning, and improving along the way. Embrace imperfection as a natural part of growth and give yourself permission to make mistakes. Procrastination. Procrastination is the act of delaying tasks, even when you know they're important. Many people procrastinate because they feel overwhelmed, fear failure, or simply don't know where to start. Unfortunately, procrastination only creates more stress and anxiety, and it often leads to missed opportunities. The key to overcoming procrastination is to start small. Break down your tasks into tiny steps and commit to just one of them. Often the hardest part is simply starting. Once you've begun, momentum takes over, making it easier to keep going. You can also set a timer for just 10 or 15 minutes to focus on the task. Knowing you only need to work for a short time can make starting feel less intimidating, and you may find that once you begin, you want to continue. Negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is the inner voice that criticizes, doubts, and questions your abilities. It says things like, "I'm not good enough," "I'll never succeed," or "Why bother trying?" Over time, these thoughts can become deeply ingrained beliefs that limit your potential and prevent you from taking risks. To combat negative self-talk, practice self-compassion. Speak to yourself as you would to a friend who is struggling. Replace harsh judgments with encouraging words. For example, instead of saying, "I'm terrible at this," say, "I'm learning and I'm getting better with practice." Recognize that mistakes and setbacks are normal parts of growth and focus on what you're doing well. By treating yourself with kindness and understanding, you create a supportive mindset that helps you push through challenges. Fear of failure. Fear of failure is a common reason people avoid taking risks or trying new things. This fear often stems from a belief that failing reflects badly on one's character or worth. As a result, people who fear failure play it safe, avoiding situations where they might not succeed. To overcome the fear of failure, redefine what failure means to you. Instead of viewing it as a sign of inadequacy, see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Failure isn't the end, it's simply feedback. Every successful person has faced failure multiple times, but they didn't let it stop them. Instead, they used it to improve. By embracing failure as a natural part of success, you free yourself to take risks and pursue your goals without fear holding you back. Lack of self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to stay focused and committed even when it's challenging. Without it, you're more likely to give in to distractions, lose motivation, or abandon your goals when things get tough. A lack of self-discipline keeps you in a cycle of starting and stopping, making it difficult to build momentum. To build self-discipline, start by setting small, achievable goals. Focus on creating habits that support your larger goals and practice consistency. For instance, if you want to exercise regularly, commit to just 10 minutes a day. Over time, as you build the habit, it will become easier to stay disciplined. Celebrate each small victory and remind yourself that discipline is like a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. Comparing yourself to others. Comparing yourself to others is a fast track to self-sabotage. When you constantly measure yourself against other people's success, you lose sight of your own progress and unique strengths. This comparison can lead to feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, and a sense of never being good enough. The antidote to comparison is self-appreciation. Recognize that everyone's journey is different and that you have your own path to follow. Instead of focusing on where others are, focus on your own progress and celebrate your achievements. Reflect on how far you've come and the unique qualities you bring to the table. By shifting your focus inward, you can find satisfaction and motivation in your own growth, regardless of what others are doing. Fear of success. It might sound surprising, but some people are afraid of success. This fear often comes from the belief that success will bring more pressure, responsibility, or even criticism. People who fear success may avoid taking steps that could lead to big achievements, or they may self-sabotage just as they're about to reach their goal. To overcome the fear of success, explore what you're truly afraid of. Ask yourself, what do I think will happen if I succeed? Often these fears are based on assumptions rather than reality. Remember, success doesn't mean perfection or constant pressure. It simply means reaching your goals. Focus on the positive outcomes of success, like fulfillment, growth, and the ability to make a difference. By reframing success as a positive journey rather than a burden, you'll feel more comfortable pursuing it wholeheartedly. These 7 deadly sins of self-sabotage, perfectionism, procrastination, negative self-talk, fear of failure, lack of self-discipline, comparing yourself to others, and fear of success are common obstacles that can block your path to growth. Recognizing these patterns is the first step to breaking free from them. Overcoming self-sabotage isn't about eliminating these behaviors entirely. Instead, it's about becoming aware of them, understanding why they happen, and learning strategies to manage them. By replacing perfectionism with progress, taking small steps to conquer procrastination, treating yourself with kindness, reframing failure, building discipline, appreciating your own journey, and embracing success, you can transform self-sabotage into self-empowerment. Self-sabotage may feel powerful, but with self-awareness, intention, and practice, you can regain control. Each time you challenge these behaviors, you break a little more free from their hold, moving closer to the life you truly want. Remember, the only person who can hold you back is yourself. So take the power back and start building a future where you can thrive. Chapter 9. The Ultimate Guide to Building Unbreakable Self-Confidence. Self-confidence is one of the most valuable traits a person can have. It's the inner belief that you can handle whatever life throws at you, that you are capable and resilient. True confidence doesn't mean never feeling fear or doubt. It means trusting yourself enough to move forward in spite of them. When you have unbreakable self-confidence, you're not easily shaken by setbacks, criticism, or uncertainty. Instead, you approach life with a sense of assurance and purpose, making it easier to achieve your goals and live authentically. Building unbreakable self-confidence is a process. It doesn't happen overnight, and it isn't based on external validation or achievements. True confidence comes from within, from knowing who you are, embracing your strengths and weaknesses, and trusting in your ability to grow. Here's how you can cultivate and strengthen this powerful trait. Start by knowing yourself. One of the foundations of self-confidence is self-awareness. To truly trust yourself, you need to know who you are, your values, strengths, and areas for growth. This isn't about becoming perfect, but about understanding what makes you unique and valuable. When you know your core beliefs and what matters to you, it's easier to stay grounded, even when others question you or circumstances become challenging. Take time to reflect on what you value in life, what drives you, and what makes you feel fulfilled. Write down your strengths, accomplishments, and moments when you felt proud of yourself. Also, acknowledge your weaknesses, not as flaws, but as areas where you have room to grow. Self-confidence is rooted in accepting all parts of yourself, both strengths and weaknesses, with compassion and honesty. Embrace growth and learning. True confidence isn't about knowing everything. It's about trusting your ability to learn and grow. People with unbreakable self-confidence see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats. They understand that they don't have to be perfect or have all the answers to be valuable. By embracing a growth mindset, you build confidence in your capacity to improve over time. To develop this mindset, remind yourself that every mistake and setback is a learning opportunity. When you encounter difficulties, ask, "What can I learn from this?" This perspective shift helps you view challenges as temporary, which allows you to stay resilient. Each time you grow from a challenge, you reinforce your belief in yourself, knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. Take small, consistent actions. Confidence builds through action. Every time you take a step forward, even a small one, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Start with small challenges and gradually build up to bigger goals. For instance, if you're shy about speaking up in meetings, start by sharing a short comment or question. Over time, as you experience small successes, your confidence will grow, and you'll be more comfortable taking on bigger challenges. The key is consistency. By taking regular actions, even if they seem small, you create a pattern of success that reinforces your confidence. Remember, confidence isn't built in a day. It's built through small, consistent wins that remind you of your ability to move forward, no matter how daunting things may seem. Silence the inner critic. One of the biggest obstacles to self-confidence is the inner critic, that voice that doubts, criticizes, and belittles you. It might say things like, "You're not good enough," "You're going to fail," or "People won't take you seriously." This voice can be incredibly powerful, but it doesn't have to control you. To silence the inner critic, start by recognizing that it's just one part of your mind. It doesn't define you, and its criticisms aren't facts. When you hear negative self-talk, challenge it by asking, "Is this really true?" Or, "What evidence do I have for this thought?" Often you'll find that these doubts are baseless or exaggerated. Replace them with positive, encouraging thoughts. Instead of saying, "I'm not good at this," try, "I'm still learning, and I'm getting better each day." Over time, you can train your mind to replace self-doubt with self-belief. Each time you silence the inner critic, you reinforce a positive view of yourself and strengthen your confidence. Practice self-compassion. Self-confidence isn't about being hard on yourself or forcing yourself to be perfect. It's about treating yourself with kindness and respect, even when things don't go as planned. Practicing self-compassion means giving yourself grace during difficult times, accepting that mistakes are a natural part of growth, and treating yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend. When you face a setback, instead of beating yourself up, remind yourself that everyone struggles and that it's okay not to have everything figured out. Self-compassion allows you to see setbacks as part of the learning process. By treating yourself kindly, you create a supportive internal environment that encourages growth rather than one that's harsh and punishing. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people around you have a powerful impact on your self-confidence. Negative or critical people can drain your confidence, while supportive and positive people can lift you up. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage your growth, and who genuinely want to see you succeed. Seek out friends, mentors, or colleagues who inspire you, who lift you up, and who remind you of your potential. When you're around positive influences, you're more likely to believe in yourself. Additionally, avoid comparing yourself to others. Remember that everyone is on their own unique journey, and their success doesn't take away from yours. Focus on your own progress, and let the positivity of others fuel your own confidence. Focus on your progress, not perfection. Perfectionism can destroy self-confidence because it sets impossible standards. When you expect perfection, you set yourself up for failure and disappointment, which erodes your confidence over time. Instead, focus on progress. Recognize that every step forward, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. When you shift your focus from perfection to progress, you'll feel more satisfied and encouraged by your efforts. Celebrate each achievement, no matter how minor, and let it remind you that you're moving forward. This focus on growth and improvement keeps you motivated and builds your confidence in a sustainable, healthy way. Visualize success and positive outcomes. Visualization is a powerful tool for building self-confidence. When you visualize yourself succeeding, your mind begins to believe it's possible. By seeing yourself as capable and successful, you build confidence in your ability to reach your goals. Take a few minutes each day to visualize yourself handling challenges, achieving your goals, and responding confidently to difficult situations. Imagine the details, how you look, how you feel, and the outcome. Visualization prepares your mind for success and makes it easier to approach situations with confidence. By rehearsing success in your mind, you make it easier to bring that confidence into reality. Embrace challenges as confidence-building opportunities. Each challenge you face is an opportunity to build self-confidence. Instead of avoiding difficult situations, embrace them as moments to strengthen your belief in yourself. Every time you tackle a challenge, whether it's a presentation, a new project, or a personal goal, you prove to yourself that you're capable. After completing a challenge, take a moment to reflect on what you learned. Even if it didn't go perfectly, recognize the courage it took to face it. Each challenge you overcome reinforces your confidence, showing you that you're stronger and more capable than you may have believed. Building unbreakable self-confidence is a journey, not a destination. It's about knowing yourself, embracing growth, and taking consistent action. It's about silencing the inner critic, practicing self-compassion, and surrounding yourself with positive influences. Confidence grows each time you acknowledge your progress, visualize success, and embrace challenges. With each small step, you're creating a solid foundation of self-belief that becomes harder and harder to shake. Remember, confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about trusting that you're capable, resilient, and worthy. By building this inner strength, you're empowering yourself to pursue your dreams, face life's challenges, and live with purpose and courage. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the unbreakable confidence you deserve. Chapter 10. Habit Hacking. Building a Better You. 1. Habit at a time. Our lives are made up of countless small actions we repeat each day. These actions or habits shape who we are and determine the kind of future we build. Whether we realize it or not, our habits influence almost every part of our lives, from our health and productivity to our relationships and personal growth. If you want to make lasting changes and become the best version of yourself, focusing on your habits is one of the most effective ways to get there. Habit hacking is about taking control of your habits and designing them intentionally to support your goals. Instead of letting habits form randomly, you build a plan for the habits that will guide you toward the life you want. By making small adjustments to your daily routine, you can create powerful new habits that compound over time, leading to massive transformations. Let's dive into how you can build a better you, one habit at a time. Start small and make it easy. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to build new habits is starting too big. For example, if you want to start exercising, it might be tempting to commit to an hour at the gym every day. But big goals can feel overwhelming, making it easy to give up when life gets busy or motivation fades. The key to building sustainable habits is to start small and make the action so easy that you can't say no. Instead of an hour at the gym, start with just 5 minutes of exercise each day. This could be a quick walk, a short yoga session, or a few stretches. Starting small allows you to create consistency without feeling overwhelmed. Once the habit is established, you can gradually increase the time and intensity. The goal is to make the habit a natural part of your routine, something you don't have to think twice about. Anchor new habits to existing routines. One of the best ways to build a new habit is to attach it to something you already do regularly. This approach is known as habit stacking. By pairing a new habit with an existing routine, you create a trigger that reminds you to perform the new behavior. For example, if you want to start practicing gratitude each morning, you could add it to your morning coffee routine. Each time you pour your coffee, take a moment to think of one thing you're grateful for. Or, if you want to read more, place a book by your bed and commit to reading just 1 page each night before you sleep. By linking your new habit to something familiar, it becomes easier to remember and more likely to stick. Use the power of cues, cravings, responses, and rewards. To build lasting habits, it helps to understand the structure of a habit loop, which consists of 4 key elements: cue, craving, response, and reward. The cue is what triggers the habit. The craving is the desire or motivation. The response is the action, and the reward is the positive outcome that reinforces the bit. Let's say your goal is to start meditating every morning. The The cue could be placing a meditation cushion in a visible spot as a reminder. The craving might be the desire for calm and focus. The response is sitting down to meditate, and the reward could be the peace you feel afterward. By intentionally setting up this loop, you make it easier to repeat the habit. Rewards are especially important because they reinforce the habit. When you complete your habit, take a moment to feel good about it. This positive reinforcement strengthens the habit loop and makes you more likely to repeat it. Over time, the craving becomes stronger, and the habit becomes something you look forward to rather than something you have to do. Track your progress and celebrate small wins. Tracking your habits can be a powerful motivator. When you visually see your progress, it creates a sense of accomplishment and momentum. You can track your habits in a journal, on a calendar, or with a habit tracking app. Each time you complete your habit, mark it down. The satisfaction of seeing your progress build up can be incredibly motivating. Celebrating small wins is equally important. Each time you complete a habit, take a moment to acknowledge your success, no matter how small. Give yourself credit for showing up. This positive reinforcement builds confidence and encourages you to keep going. Remember, building habits is a journey, and every small step counts. Design your environment for success. Our surroundings have a huge influence on our behavior. If your environment supports your habit, it's easier to stay consistent. But if your environment is full of distractions or obstacles, it's much harder to follow through. To design your environment for success, remove anything that might tempt you away from your habit, and add cues that make the habit easier to start. For example, if you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with healthy snacks and remove junk food. If you want to exercise in the morning, lay out your workout clothes the night before. By making small changes to your environment, you make it easier to follow through on your intentions. Focus on identity-based habits. One of the most powerful ways to create lasting change is to focus on identity-based habits rather than outcome-based habits. Instead of setting a goal like, I want to lose 10 pounds, frame it as, I am someone who takes care of my body. When you build habits based on the person you want to become, the change feels deeper and more meaningful. Ask yourself, who do I want to become? Then, think of small habits that align with that identity. If you want to be a healthier person, build habits that support that vision, like drinking more water or taking daily walks. As you repeat these habits, you reinforce the identity you want to build, making it easier to stay consistent. Plan for setbacks and be kind to yourself. No matter how committed you are, setbacks are part of the journey. Life gets busy, motivation dips, and sometimes we miss a day or two. The important thing is not to let a setback turn into a complete stop. Missing a day isn't the problem. Giving up is. If you miss a day, don't be hard on yourself. Recognize that setbacks are normal and that they don't define your progress. Instead, focus on getting back on track as soon as possible. Consistency is the key to habit building, and getting back on track quickly is more important than being perfect. Treat yourself with kindness and patience. Building habits takes time, and every day is a new opportunity to start fresh. When you're compassionate with yourself, you're more likely to stick with your habits over the long term. Stack habits to build momentum. Once you've built one habit, you can use it as a foundation to build more. This approach is called habit stacking. For example, if you've successfully created a morning habit of drinking a glass of water, you can add another habit to it, like doing a few minutes of stretching. Over time, you can create a powerful routine by stacking small habits together. Habit stacking builds momentum because each habit reinforces the other. With time, these small habits compound, creating a powerful routine that supports your goals and personal growth. Be patient and focus on the long game. Building habits is a long-term process, and true change doesn't happen overnight. It can take weeks or even months to make a habit stick, but every small step you take brings you closer to the person you want to become. Remember, habits are about progress, not perfection. Celebrate every small win, stay patient, and trust in the process. Each day you follow through on your habits, you're reinforcing your commitment to your future self. Think of each habit as a small investment in your growth. Over time, these investments compound, and you'll start to see incredible results that reflect your hard work and dedication. Habit hacking is a powerful way to shape your life intentionally. By starting small, attaching new habits to existing routines, tracking your progress, and designing your environment for success, you create a solid foundation for lasting change. Focus on identity-based habits, plan for setbacks, and be patient with yourself as you grow. Each habit you build is a step toward becoming the person you want to be. Remember, big changes are the result of small actions repeated consistently. By focusing on building better habits, you're building a better you, one day, one action, and one habit at a time. Chapter 11. Resilience and Recovery. Bouncing back stronger. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and unexpected turns. No matter how carefully we plan or how hard we work, things don't always go as expected. At some point, we all face difficulties that test our limits. This is where resilience comes in. The ability to bounce back, to recover, and to grow stronger from life's challenges. Resilience is what enables us to turn setbacks into stepping stones, to use difficult experiences as fuel for growth. Building resilience doesn't mean avoiding hardship or denying struggles. It means developing the skills and mindset to face these moments head-on and come out stronger. Resilience is a skill we can build and strengthen, just like any other. Here's how you can develop resilience and learn to bounce back from life's challenges with greater strength, wisdom, and confidence. Understanding the importance of resilience. Resilience isn't just about surviving tough times. It's about using adversity to grow. People who are resilient don't let setbacks define them or derail their progress. Instead, they adapt, learn, and move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. Resilience helps us maintain a sense of control over our lives, even when things feel out of our control. When you build resilience, you're creating a foundation that keeps you steady when times get tough. You're training yourself to view challenges as temporary, to trust in your ability to handle setbacks, and to believe in the possibility of growth, no matter the circumstances. Resilience isn't about avoiding struggles. It's about learning to thrive because of them. Embrace setbacks as learning opportunities. One of the first steps to building resilience is shifting how you view setbacks. Instead of seeing them as failures, try to view them as learning opportunities. Each setback teaches you something about yourself, your limits, and your strengths. When something goes wrong, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or how can I use this experience to improve? For example, if you fail to achieve a goal, instead of feeling defeated, analyze what went wrong. Did you need more preparation? Did you underestimate the challenge? Did external factors play a role? By identifying the lessons in each setback, you turn every challenge into a source of growth. This shift in perspective makes it easier to bounce back because you're not dwelling on the loss. You're focusing on what you've gained in experience. Practice self-compassion. Self-compassion is a vital part of resilience. When we go through difficult times, it's easy to be hard on ourselves, to feel like we should have done better or been stronger. But self-criticism only adds to the pain and makes recovery harder. Instead, try to treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Acknowledge that everyone faces challenges and that setbacks are a normal part of life. When you make a mistake or encounter a hardship, speak to yourself as you would to a friend. Say, "It's okay, this is hard, but I'm doing my best." By being gentle with yourself, you create a supportive mindset that makes it easier to heal and move forward. Self-compassion helps you see setbacks as part of the journey, rather than as evidence of failure. Build a support system. Resilience isn't something you have to build alone. Having a strong support system, friends, family, mentors, or colleagues, can make a huge difference when times get tough. When you have people who believe in you, who encourage you, and who help you see your strengths, you're more likely to bounce back from setbacks. Don't hesitate to reach out when you're struggling. Talking to someone who cares can offer new perspectives, provide emotional support, and remind you that you're not alone. Resilient people know when to lean on others, and they understand that seeking help is a strength, not a weakness. A strong support network can provide comfort, motivation, and practical advice, helping you rebuild your strength and regain your confidence. Focus on what you can control. When faced with a setback, it's natural to feel overwhelmed by everything that went wrong, but focusing on things you can't control only increases stress and anxiety. Instead, resilient people focus on what they can control, even if it's something small. Ask yourself, what actions can I take to improve this situation? Even small steps, like creating a plan or setting new goals, can help you regain a sense of control. By focusing on what's within your power, you take active steps toward recovery rather than feeling helpless. This proactive approach makes it easier to move forward, no matter how uncertain or difficult things may seem. Cultivate optimism. Optimism isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about maintaining a hopeful perspective, even in tough times. Resilient people are able to look beyond the present challenge and see the possibility of better days ahead. They remind themselves that setbacks are temporary and that improvement is always possible. Cultivating optimism can be as simple as looking for small positives in a difficult situation. Ask yourself, what good can come from this? Or, what have I learned that will help me in the future? By focusing on potential growth and positive outcomes, you create a mindset that sees setbacks as temporary obstacles rather than permanent roadblocks. Develop problem-solving skills. Resilience also involves being able to solve problems effectively. When you face a setback, take time to analyze the situation, break it down, and identify possible solutions. The ability to approach challenges with a logical, problem-solving mindset can make setbacks feel more manageable. Instead of seeing the problem as overwhelming, try to break it down into smaller, more manageable parts. What's the first step you can take? What resources do you have? What's within your control? By focusing on solutions rather than dwelling on the problem, you empower yourself to take constructive action and regain your sense of agency. Build emotional flexibility. Resilience involves being able to experience and manage a wide range of emotions. It's natural to feel sadness, anger, frustration, or even fear when faced with a setback. The key is to allow yourself to feel these emotions without letting them control you. Emotional flexibility means recognizing and processing your feelings, but not letting them dictate your actions. If you feel frustrated, for example, acknowledge it, express it in a healthy way, and then focus on what you can do to move forward. By building emotional flexibility, you can experience setbacks without being overwhelmed by them, making it easier to stay balanced and recover. Celebrate small victories. As you work through a setback, take time to celebrate small victories along the way. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a sign of progress. When you acknowledge these moments, you build momentum, reinforcing your resilience and reminding yourself of your ability to overcome challenges. For example, if you're recovering from a setback at work, celebrate the completion of each task, each positive interaction, or each productive day. These small wins keep you motivated, making it easier to keep moving forward, even when the overall journey feels long. Remember your why. In times of difficulty, it's easy to lose sight of your goals and purpose. Remind yourself why you started this journey, why these goals matter to you, and what you're working toward. This why becomes your anchor, a source of strength that helps you stay focused and resilient, even when things feel uncertain. Write down your reasons and keep them somewhere visible. When you're struggling, read through them to remind yourself of the bigger picture. This sense of purpose can reignite your motivation and provide the resilience you need to keep going. Resilience and recovery are about building the strength to bounce back from setbacks, to face life's challenges with courage, and to come out stronger on the other side. It involves embracing setbacks as learning opportunities, practicing self-compassion, and focusing on what you can control. With a support system, a hopeful perspective, and a problem-solving mindset, resilience becomes a skill you can build and rely on. The journey to resilience isn't easy, but each time you bounce back from a setback, you're strengthening your foundation, building confidence, and proving to yourself that you're capable of overcoming anything. Remember that resilience is not just about surviving hard times, it's about thriving in the face of them. With each challenge you overcome, you become more prepared, more resilient, and more empowered to live a life of purpose, strength, and unwavering confidence. Chapter 12. The final chapter. How to make self-discipline a permanent part of your life. Self-discipline is the foundation of success, growth, and personal fulfillment. When you have self-discipline, you're not just achieving your goals. You're creating a life that aligns with your values, a life you can be proud of. But making self-discipline permanent isn't easy. It requires commitment, practice, and a deep understanding of your own motivations and habits. Many people think of discipline as something you power through or a temporary burst of willpower. But true, lasting self-discipline is more about building consistent habits and mindsets that become part of who you are. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports your goals effortlessly, even when challenges arise. In this final chapter, we'll explore how to make self-discipline a lasting, natural part of your everyday life. Embrace self-discipline as a lifestyle, not a task. To make self-discipline permanent, it's essential to stop thinking of it as something you do only when working towards specific goals. Instead, embrace self-discipline as a way of life, a mindset that shapes how you approach everything. from your work to your relationships to your personal development. When self-discipline becomes a lifestyle, it's no longer something you have to force yourself to do. It becomes part of who you are. Rather than seeing discipline as restrictive or difficult, view it as an empowering choice that brings you closer to the person you want to be. This shift in mindset helps you embrace discipline, even when it feels challenging, because you're no longer relying solely on motivation or willpower. You're living in alignment with your values. Reconnect with your why regularly. Your why is the reason behind your goals and aspirations. It's the fuel that keeps you moving forward, even when things get tough. To make self-discipline a lasting part of your life, you need to stay connected to your purpose. Remind yourself regularly why you started this journey, why self-discipline matters to you, and what you hope to achieve through it. Write down your core reasons and keep them somewhere you can see daily, like on your mirror, desk, or phone. When you're feeling tired, unmotivated, or tempted to stray from your goals, reconnecting with your why can reignite your passion and make it easier to stay disciplined. This clarity of purpose is a powerful motivator that can sustain your self-discipline over the long term. Develop routines and systems that support discipline. Self-discipline becomes easier when you have routines and systems in place that make discipline a natural part of your day. Routines reduce decision fatigue, meaning you don't have to constantly rely on willpower to make the right choices. Systems help you stay organized, focused, and consistent, which makes discipline feel less like a struggle and more like second nature. For example, if you want to read more, create a morning or evening routine that includes 10 minutes of reading. If you're trying to eat healthier, meal prep your lunches for the week to avoid the temptation of unhealthy food. These small systems and routines make it easier to stay on track without constantly battling temptation or indecision. As these routines become habits, discipline will start to feel effortless. Master the art of self-awareness. Self-discipline is deeply connected to self-awareness. The more you understand yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, triggers, and patterns, the easier it becomes to maintain discipline. Self-awareness helps you identify situations where you're likely to struggle with discipline, allowing you to create strategies to overcome these challenges. For instance, if you know that you tend to procrastinate on certain tasks, use time blocking to schedule focused work sessions. If stress makes you reach for junk food, find alternative ways to relax, like taking a walk or practicing deep breathing. By staying aware of your behaviors and reactions, you can take proactive steps to support your self-discipline rather than relying on willpower alone. Cultivate patience and embrace the journey. Self-discipline isn't something you arrive at. It's a journey of continuous growth and improvement. There will be setbacks, days when you slip, and moments when discipline feels like an uphill battle. The key is to be patient with yourself and recognize that progress takes time. Don't focus solely on the end result. Instead, appreciate the journey and the small wins along the way. Each time you make a disciplined choice, no matter how small, you're reinforcing the habit and building a foundation for lasting discipline. Remember, self-discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about consistently making choices that support your goals, even if you occasionally fall short. Patience allows you to keep going, even on tough days, and it reminds you that growth is a gradual process. Reward yourself for staying disciplined. Celebrating your successes, no matter how small, reinforces discipline and makes the process more enjoyable. When you reward yourself for staying disciplined, you're creating positive associations with your habits, which makes it easier to maintain them over time. Rewards don't have to be extravagant. They could be something as simple as taking a short break, treating yourself to a favorite snack, or enjoying an activity you love. The goal is to recognize and appreciate your efforts. By rewarding yourself regularly, you make self-discipline a positive experience rather than something you do begrudgingly. Surround yourself with like-minded people. The people around you have a powerful influence on your behavior and mindset. When you surround yourself with people who value discipline, growth, and self-improvement, you're more likely to adopt these qualities yourself. Positive, supportive relationships create an environment that fosters discipline and helps you stay motivated. Seek out friends, mentors, or communities that encourage your growth and share similar goals. Share your progress and challenges with them and let them inspire you to keep going. Having a support network also provides accountability, which can be incredibly motivating. When others are cheering you on, you're more likely to stay committed and maintain your discipline over the long haul. Focus on building identity-based habits. To make self-discipline a permanent part of your life, focus on building habits that align with your identity. Identity-based habits are behaviors that reflect who you want to become, not just what you want to achieve. Instead of saying, "I want to exercise regularly," say, "I am someone who values my health and fitness." By connecting your habits to your identity, you're reinforcing a lasting change. When you see self-discipline as part of who you are, it's no longer something you have to force yourself to do. It becomes natural and automatic. Each time you make a disciplined choice, you're reinforcing this identity, making it easier to stay disciplined without needing constant motivation or willpower. Forgive yourself and learn from setbacks. No one is disciplined all the time. There will be days when you slip up, make mistakes, or fall back into old habits. The key is not to let these setbacks derail your progress. When you make a mistake, don't dwell on it or beat yourself up. Instead, acknowledge it, forgive yourself, and move on. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Each setback is an opportunity to improve and strengthen your discipline. By viewing mistakes as part of the journey, you create a mindset of growth rather than self-criticism. This approach makes it easier to bounce back and continue making progress, rather than letting one slip-up turn into a complete stop. Practice gratitude for your progress. As you work on making self-discipline a permanent part of your life, take time to appreciate your progress. Reflect on how far you've come, the habits you've built, and the positive changes you've made. Gratitude reinforces your commitment to self-discipline and helps you stay motivated. Gratitude also helps you stay focused on the positive impact of your efforts, rather than getting caught up in what you still need to accomplish. When you appreciate your progress, you're more likely to stay disciplined because you're reminded of the value and fulfillment that discipline brings to your life. Embrace self-discipline as a lifelong journey. Self-discipline isn't a destination. It's a lifelong practice. Even as you make progress, there will always be new challenges, new goals, and new opportunities for growth. Embrace the journey and commit to a lifetime of learning, growth, and self-improvement. Remember, self-discipline isn't about rigidity or harsh self-control. It's about living in alignment with your values, staying true to your goals, and creating a life that reflects who you want to be. Each day, each choice, and each moment of discipline is an investment in your future. Embrace self-discipline as a companion on your journey, a tool that empowers you to create a life of purpose, resilience, and fulfillment. Making self-discipline a permanent part of your life is about building habits, mindsets, and routines that support your growth. It's about embracing self-discipline as a way of life, reconnecting with your purpose, and creating systems that make discipline feel effortless. By developing self-awareness, practicing patience, rewarding yourself, and surrounding yourself with supportive people, you build a foundation of lasting discipline. Self-discipline is more than a skill. It's a commitment to your own growth and potential. It's about choosing to live intentionally, to pursue your dreams, and to become the best version of yourself. This journey isn't about perfection, it's about consistent progress. Each step, each habit, and each choice brings you closer to a life filled with purpose, achievement, and fulfillment. With self-discipline as your guide, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Embrace it fully and watch as it transforms not just what you do, but who you are. As we close this journey on mastering self-discipline, it's clear that self-discipline is much more than a skill or a temporary tool for reaching goals. It's a lifestyle, a mindset, and a powerful form of personal empowerment. Self-discipline is what helps you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be, guiding you through life's challenges with resilience, purpose, and focus. Throughout this audiobook, we've explored how to uncover your why, build unbreakable confidence, turn weaknesses into strengths, and develop habits that support your goals. We've looked at how to bounce back stronger after setbacks, eliminate self-sabotaging behaviors, and maintain focus amidst distractions. Each chapter is a piece of the larger puzzle, a guide to creating a life you truly want by mastering the art of self-discipline. Self-discipline is not about restriction or perfection. It's about freedom. When you're disciplined, you gain control over your actions, your choices, and ultimately, your future. It enables you to shape your life with intention, aligning each action with the person you aspire to become. This journey is ongoing, and each step you take builds a stronger foundation for growth, resilience, and success. As you apply these lessons, remember that self-discipline is not about never slipping up. It's about consistently choosing to get back on track. It's about progress, not perfection, and embracing every step, no matter how small, as part of your growth. Let this guide be your companion, returning to it whenever you need a reminder of your potential, strength, and purpose. In the end, the discipline you cultivate today becomes the life you create tomorrow. Embrace this journey, trust in your own resilience, and let self-discipline lead you toward a life filled with purpose, achievement, and inner peace. Thank you for taking this journey of self-discipline. May it empower you to create the future you've always envisioned.